Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 2183rd edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. Traders, welcome, welcome. You can find me at futurestraders.com anytime you want to look for me in a live trading room. So this video coming at you on a Tuesday night for trading Tuesday night through Wednesday, October 28th, 2020. Before we get started, please know that this is a very risky game. Trading stocks, ETFs, options, futures of any nature, extremely risky, certainly not suitable for all traders. And as I like to always warn everybody, never trade futures or options or anything of that nature without money that's earmarked to be lost, just in case that does happen. If you've got that down, let's move forward. So for Wednesday, October 28th, Tuesday night into Wednesday, this chart is the Nasdaq daily bar. Must look familiar to you by now because I keep showing it to you in every video for at least 15 days. And we started out with this, what I like to call a failed head test of the head and shoulders, left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. So we've got a head and shoulders, and we've got the Oscarism part of the head and shoulders called the failed head test. And from there, I said it is time to bring this to your attention because this is one of the techniques that I used back in 2007 to recognize the stock market crack was coming in 2008. So back then I was doing videos and I showed this to you back then as well. Let me show you now what has happened since I brought this to your attention. So here's where we were when I brought this to your attention, and here's where we are now. It is actually starting to go. This thing is starting to go. I mean, we've gone from here, this bar where I showed it to you and brought it to your attention, we've gone to here so far. So as of this moment, I must tell you that this head and shoulders theory, which of course is a technical picture, not just a theory, but it's a technical picture, is actually starting to pan out and turn into what we thought it would turn into. So oddly enough, this head and shoulders is what we'd like to say paying off if you're short. I like to say that it's just basically doing its job. It was a bit of analysis that said market should drop. Market has dropped, but sorry to say for now it is still going, and I expect more on the downside for Wednesday. So that's your Nasdaq. I've got another chart I wanted us to go look at, OMNI S&P. Same thing, once it had the failed head test, boom, 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 boom. I mean, now we are below the 50-bar moving average. That should give us another, at least one day. We're day traders. We'll take it one day at a time, but that should give us at least another tumble down here because once it gets below the 50, it usually has a bit of a crack, even if it's a couple of days. So here we are, red OMNI telling me to sell rallies, and as you can see, we are below the 50-bar moving average, still falling down after the failed head test from the head and shoulders formation. So that's what I have been looking at. Let's see how that Russell's been panning out. Russell 2000, although did not put in a head and shoulders formation, certainly did put this flat top in. And you know, of course, one of the things I've heard the children say is, look, it's a dragon formation, see? These are its legs, and back here is the tail, here's the body, all right? And then here's the head. And I'm like, okay, I guess. So they wanted me to call it the dragon formation, but I am not going to do that. I'm going to stick with my flat top theory and just say that the flat top so far has been producing just as the head and shoulders is producing in the OMNI S&P and in the Nasdaq. Then we've got one little favorite out there lately, and that is Bitcoin. Traders, Bitcoin has enjoyed a fantastic rally lately. Look at this. Let me turn that into something happy looking like a green arrow. Let's do that again. I think we need this to be a happy green arrow here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. See this green? Look, we started all the way down here in Bitcoin and worked our way all the way up here so far. Fantastic looking market. All I wanted to do was show you one thing about Bitcoin. The number 13,915. What does that represent? Right now, Bitcoin's trading around 13,740. What does 13,915 represent? Let's go back a little bit. Follow me. Boom. Represents the previous high. Last time we ran up, we ran up to that exact same price. I could show it to you here. Boom. 13,915. That was June 26th on 2019. So since then, it has moved along. So I put this red line to illustrate when we get back to previous highs, we'll know. And we started to move along and mark time. Got into this tremendous rally here. And here we are approaching those exact same highs of 13,915. So I wanted to point that out to you. Bitcoin looks fantastic, but we know what happens at double tops many times. When we see a double top, we sell a double top. Will we apply that to Bitcoin? Well, being that we are not day traders of Bitcoin, I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow if we get up there. Barring that, just wanted to bring that to your attention. Traders have asked me about Bitcoin. I think it looks fantastic for now, but you got to watch what happens at the double top represented by that red line. Traders, thank you so much for joining and watching these videos. Please subscribe. Go to www.youtube.com/futures analysts. You can subscribe to my videos, or if you're watching it on YouTube right now, please look down and hit the subscribe button. This way you get notified each and every day when I put out one of these educational videos. For you traders listening in, I know it only comes out on the left side mono, but we will be changing that shortly, and hopefully it'll start coming out in stereo. For everybody else, put your stops in first. Keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things I can tell you to do with keeping those emotions at bay is to say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening. And you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll traders, please join me at futurestraders.com, and I'll see you all in my live trading room.